Hello, everybody. My name is Rusman Nikocevic, and today my speech will be on animal testing. The process known as animal testing for research can be classified as a medical procedure carried out on animals to have a slight insight into how the procedure would affect humans. Using animals as a test subject helps scientists as well as researchers develop and test new drugs for human diseases. Animal rights activists believe that experimenting and doing research on animals is inhuman and cruel. No matter whose side you're on, most would agree that using animals for testing and research is an ongoing complex issue for all involved. Scientists and researchers work toward the well-being of human life, while PETA, an organization called People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, work towards the health and safety of animals. Animal research and experimenting is so widespread, and with testing being performed worldwide, there is no telling how far these procedures really go. The experiments are carried out a variety of reasons. Medical testing and experimenting on animals has absolutely been beneficial in the treatment and care of many illnesses and diseases. 95% of all testing and experimenting is done on mice and rats. In just the last century, it is because of animal research using lab animals that major medical advances has happened. The research with lab animals, medication like antibiotics, insulin, and antidepressants have been discovered. Liver, kidney, and heart transplants, bypass surgery, and joint replacements have also discovered based on what we've learned from animal research. Just the thought of using animals for medical testing may be hard to comprehend for some, but the alternate would be a lot worse. I would hate to think what life would be like for mankind if we still had many diseases around that have been cured as a result of animal testing. Organizations such as PETA believe that animals used in medical testing are being abused, in pain, and then killed after the experiments are done. Scientists, though, must follow what is called the 3 R's. Refinement of tests so animals' distress or pain is minimal. Reduction of what number of animals used in one particular study, and replacement, whenever possible, of animal experiments with non-animal experiments. However, scientists do not usually use the route that would use harm to animals. The regulations set by human society are insane in their own right. One single pesticide that is being called upon for testing must be subject for 50 experiments, and which could use an upgrade of 12,000 animals. The ultimate goal is to reduce the number of animals used by regulations call for what seems to be an obscene amount. Even though there are over 50 validated and accepted alternatives to testing animals, these methods aren't even required by law to be explored. The untold truth about animal testing lies in the gruesome aftermath of many experiments and terrible conditions these creatures are put through. After researching the facts behind animal experimentation, the truth was hard to even believe. Research organizations from around the world do not have records of exact numbers of animals used in various experiments and put through, but the number is said to be more than 10 million worldwide every year. A large majority of these animals are put through painful tests without any aid, and some animals are reused for more experiments under the same painful conditions. Animals used when testing cosmetics and pharmaceutical products are put through the worst tests. These creatures are only tested to evaluate the potential side effects of the company's products. Most of these animals are held in small boxes and crates, tortured by their surroundings, and even further mistreated by people who handle them. It is completely disgusting to read that various amounts of animals are killed after these tests by means of neck breaking, decapitation. In the United States, there is a massive number of animals, mainly lab rats and mice, which are used in testing that are not even counted in the overall number of animals being used to be tested. A result of animal testing is the newfound research pertaining to many diseases were once thought to be incurable. Dating back to the Greeks of the 2nd and 4th centuries, with prominent names such as Aristotle, were among the first to carry out these experiments. The pursuit to discover new cures and vaccines led to these early subjects animals to many procedures that could potentially harm humans. Breakthroughs in science were certainly made possible because of these experiments. For example, in the 1880s, Louis Pasteur demonstrated his germ theory by exploring a sheep to then fatal disease, anthrax, a vaccine now possible for the sheep that were injected with these diseases. Because Pasteur could identify the bacteria and isolate it, it wasn't until 1954 that the vaccination safe for use in humans was developed. This is one of the very strong instances in which sacrifice of animals possibly saved the human race and potentially deadly outbreak, anthrax. Peter has always urged that using monkeys by infecting them are not beneficial to discovering vaccines, and that success was only made scientists learn to grow. There's also a very ugly side of humans when it pertains to animal rights activists. Some situations become violent, which has caused many ordains to be adopted. In Salt Lake City, Utah, animal activists targeted the residents of university faculties and staffs who were conducting research. Activists tried to intimidate by frightening faculty members and their families by screaming, chanting, and using bullhorns in their houses. They were even known to be threatened and harassed and thrown paint and acid on their homes. One faculty member even received a death threat. There are those who support nonviolent demonstrations, but there are also those who go to the extreme. The action of these animals activists are a violent act towards those and are trying to help mankind. They are extreme and they should be treated as criminals that they are. They care more about animals than welfare of humanity. They have no boundaries and do not care who gets hurt, just so their point of view is known. Animal activists need to learn the difference between animal welfare and animal rights. Humans are responsible for the welfare of animals. It is recognized that all humans, included animals, research, test, treat humans the same. The philosophical notation that humans and animals have the same legal rights is what animal activists believe in. They believe that a rat and a stick child are the same and should be treated the same. Because of this belief, they will try to hinder progress that medical researchers are trying to make. Medical research on animals is so beneficial and is the reason we have made such medical advancements in the last century. Unfortunately, such research dollars have been spent on better security systems because break-ins and thefts by animal activists. If animal testing is abandoned, medical research will slow down and new medicines will be released without effective safety testing. As an example, a primate research laboratory at Cambridge, England, has been shut down for the fear of retaliation from animal rights activists. If the laboratory has remained open, British scientists would have been able to research brain diseases and develop new treatment for conditions such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Everyone, including scientists, also agree that animal testing can be difficult to watch, even gruesome. Brain probe in rabbits and eyelids being sewn shut on kittens are some of the more extreme methods of testing that this cure for childhood blindness was discovered. This just proves that animal research works. It may not perfectly, but it is a small price to pay so we can have vaccine needed for the disease, rabies, and everything else that these human beings get. When there's a global problem which needs to be addressed, a large number of people tend to take charge and become self-righteous to combat issues. Organizations such as PETA have been at the front work by defending animals and giving them a voice in this world. With technology becoming as advanced as ever, it would seem to be need to use animals and unnecessary testing will be close to extinction, right? Well, at the current rate companies are using animals, this trend would seem to be inevitably continue. I'm against animal testing in this day and age simply because of the vast numbers of alternatives out there. The United States has finally taken a stand against this problem by creating a campaign called the Be Cruelty Free Campaign, which is committed by ending animal testing. From the truth about animal testing, which range from painful and gruesome tests to the cramped lived spaces of handling animals are simply treated with zero respect or a shred of comparisons. The discoveries made through testings on animals is world-changing, and there is a major evidence to back that up. But in 2013, there is no longer a need for these tests. There are examples in the past which have validated animal testing, such as Louis Pasteur's discoveries with his germ theory, to find out how to counter the polio virus and basically wipe it out. PETA is going strong, very strong. Europe has banned all animal testing, and the rest of the world could soon follow. Everyone has a right to be treated fairly, even if it's just a lab rat. or better yet, being sent basically to be slaughtered. Regardless of what side people are on, facts are out there which outline the brutal truth. Animal testing is a global problem that has been overlooked for too far. Not everybody is always on the same page of animal testing, but it's a problem and people see it in two different ways. I hope you guys enjoy my speech. Thank you.